It's me. It's Dom. All right, let's get to it. This is how the rich and wealthy really think. All right, I'm gonna try to break you out the matrix. All right, everything I've been consuming, you know what I'm saying, trying to fill this void, pain, suffering has allowed me to shift my mindset to break out the matrix, out of the rat race. I'm still in it, I still got a day-to-day job, work 3 jobs, I'm always on it, always. All right, but mindset shift, I had to pay a small fee, and by small fee, I mean a year's worth of savings for that. But it's changing my life for everything, for the better, man. I'm excited, and you can take some points from this to really change your life around. All right, and if you're a new viewer, cool. If not, and you've been watching, hey, you gonna learn some stuff. You're gonna learn some stuff. Trying to break. But if you don't want to listen to me, I don't really care. All right, how the rich and wealthy really think. All right, I'm 21. I already know a lot about this. I'm not arrogant, but man, this is really how you do it. All right, number 1, assets and ownership. All right, the rich and wealthy want assets and ownership. They know when they have assets, that things that can make them more money over time without them sleeping, they're eventually gonna be owning it, right? That, like a stock, they own a stock, is gonna make them money over time, right? And so they want assets and ownership because assets provide value. Liability, like a car depreciating. Liability, like high interest credit card debt. These all make you lose money. Assets, yes, stocks over time make you money, but it's still making you money. Assets, as in just things that just provide value and really don't cause a negative for you. And how do we get that? Number 2, no debt. No debt. All their debt is gone. They basically probably have no debt. But if they do have debt, it's good debt. And we can say good debt as in rental properties. They take advantage of real estate. They're real estate. They got tenants. They pay them rent, and that money pays for them. There's things called house hacking. I low-key want to get into this. If I low-key want to get into that type of mindset. But that's debt, and I'm really not really risky like that. You know what I'm saying? I like being moderate. My risk is pretty moderate. I took a investing quiz, pretty moderate, but I'm so young, and it's just a lot of hassle. You got to have a lot of time, but that's something to look forward to. If you're in your 20s, 30s, if you ain't got a house yet, you're not owning anything, you could probably do that. House hack, triplex, duplex, have the other people, take out a loan. Interest rates are insane, probably terrible. So you probably, just depends on you, and you got this person paying for the entire mortgage, and yeah, that's you living for free basically at that point. Pretty smart, but that's a sort of good debt. It's making you money and you're living for free. That's a sort of good debt. Real estate. Okay, short-term dopamine. All right, as middle class, low class people, we love short-term dopamine. I ain't lying to you. We love it. We soak it all in. That little candy, that little chocolate, all that is terrible for you. All right, you want to stop thinking short-term dopamine, long-term dopamine, long-term growth. 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. It's a long time, but hey, if you really want to change the scale of your whole life, this is literally how you got to be thinking, because we're talking your entire life right here. You know what I'm saying? So short-term dopamine, they're not out here trying to look good for other people. They're not out here getting flashy cars. As middle class, lower class people, that's what keeps you in that freaking mindset. That's what doesn't allow you to go above and beyond, because you want to look good for other people when you just stick to what you're driving. Because why do you need something new? Legit. What are you finna show off to people for? I'm being so for real. You do not need that. It's just debt. If you cannot pay it off twice, if you cannot buy it twice, you cannot afford it. I'm going to be for real with you. You may own that, but look at the paperwork. Look at the principal. Look at how much you're going to pay over that 8 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years. And it's going to be like twice as much as what that car is off the lot. You know what I mean? So that short-term dopamine holds back all the middle class people. All the lower class people don't even get into this mindset because they're already so down here, they literally don't even have a chance to take out a loan. If they take out a loan, they get screwed. So they don't even have a chance to do anything. And that sucks for them. But, you know, I'm rich, I'm wealthy. And also adding to that, you got to change your mindset. You know what I mean? This is not overnight. This is like a year, 2 years. This like, man, you got to change your mindset. It's all in your mindset. It's not about luck. Anyone can do this, I promise you, but it's all in your mindset. It's all that dopamine. It's all them vices. It's all that stuff you do to fill that weird, terrible, dark hole, that void you have. You just got to be able to freaking just fight it. Like, stop it. We all have a void. We all have this hole that we fill with dopamine. Food, alcohol, drugs, lust. There's so much stuff. And so how do you get out of that short-term dopamine? You start just thinking. You start just being more disciplined. You know what I mean? It's not long. You don't just cut it out completely. That's impossible. You got to completely get away from it. Alcohol, you got to completely, I don't know how much you drinking. four bottles. Okay, let's cut it down to 3. Okay, let's cut it down to 2. Okay, there's a thing called habituation where you get to it. That's a different type of psychology. Oh my gosh. That's a different type of psychology, but you know what I mean. You slowly back away over time from that vice. If not, you're never going to get out of it, and you got to save yourself. All right. Long-term thinking. We're literally talking so long-term right now, man. Things don't happen overnight, and you just got to believe and really have faith and hope, and just, put it into AI. I literally use AI for so much. AI is literally what bounds to me because I'm a blue personality. If you don't know what it is, there's different types of personality, and I listen to it because I have logic. I am structural. I need details. I need math. I need all this. So I'm like, all this makes sense to me, Long-term thinking. If you're not sure what numbers, if you're not sure, bro, just put it into AI. AI will literally just give you, it's a computer, it's a math equation. It literally will give you what you need to put. You just need to put the math. You just need to put all the details. It will ask you more questions. It will allow you to have that sort of long-term thinking. That's the thing with that. And so that will kind of help you. So if we're thinking long-term thinking, we're thinking, if I cut this off, it's going to save me so much more money. If I add more to this, it's going to put more money, you know what I mean? Over time, over 30 days, 60 days, 100 days, 90 days, 80 days, long-term thinking. And then they also think, number 5, how can this make me more money? How can I put this $10 that I have, how can I get this $10 to stretch to make more money? What can I put it into? Instead of buying a real little snack, how can I can put it into the market. It can grow over time. That's a long time, but I can put it into the market. I can put it away. I can put it into savings, high yield savings. How can this money make me more money instead of just buying short-term dopamine, right? 6, get other people to do their work. There's a reason why business people, entrepreneurs are some of the richest people in the world. It's because they get other people to do their work, and they pay them little scraps, little stuff. They only pay us enough to get paid. Every employee is worth, like, I think Apple, they're all worth like $1.9 million, and they only get paid a little amount. This is called, like, what is it called, margin or something? It literally doesn't cost that much to pay you. Like, legit, I'm so serious. And it's just like, if I know this much, then why ain't I doing any of it? Because you truly, I really can't, because I don't need too much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm content. That too, being content, we could put that at like 6.5. That can go with 7. 7, I'll get into that. But we'll talk more about 6, getting other people to do their work. You know what I mean? To do their dirty work, when they don't even need to be hands-on in the business. They're just chilling in Cancun, drinking martinis and just chilling, knowing their employees got it. And if their employees don't got it, they're going to have to come back and go crazy on them. But that's what happens, you know what I mean? They get their people to do their work and make more money for them. That's literally how a whole business literally just works. And they get all the bread. They sign their checks away to the other people, and they probably don't think of them as below them, but they probably do, because as humans, You know, you get this ego, you get this arrogant thing, I feel like, and that's just what happens. So that's what I kind of think with like stocks, you know what I mean? Investing. When you invest into all these companies, you don't do single stocks, bruh. Like, don't do it, especially if you're just don't have too much. It's just not the smartest thing to do. When you buy a piece in the S&P 500 and you put it all over 500 companies of America, you're putting all that money into all these companies, all the people, all that margin, all that is all working for you while you're sleeping. Yeah, you're not going to get anything in 1 day, 2 days, maybe not even a year, but over time, on average, you're going to get something in return, right? And that's better than nothing. You know what I mean? So it's just like all that work, all them hours, all them workers that are working hard for you, you're going to own a share of that. Ain't that insane? Doesn't that make you feel kind of special? That makes me feel special that, man, I own a part of America's companies. Man, I love America. Like, America is so great. I know America, it's about to be July 4th, but America is so great. It allows you to be opportunity to buy companies or shares of them, be a part and ownership in that. And they pay you back money over a long period of time, right? But they give you back money. They don't give you back money, but the money that you're putting into them gets put back into you. And the more money you hold over time, you're going to get way more money because all those companies are feeding back into you, and then it's compounding, and it's just a cycle, and it's just this money over here you're feeding into the system, you know what I mean? And this money over here they're giving back to you because you're putting in work for them, your hard-earned income, right? And they're like, thank you, we're going to work hard. Sometimes we're going to be down here, though. And you're like, oh, no, freak. My stocks are losing money. These companies are dying. But then you got like 400, 300 other companies going hard. They're like, it's okay. We got money. We got workers. We're going up. We're going up. We're going up. All right. So it's just like you're just chilling, you know, and the more money you feed it, the more money that stock, that investment, that index fund, that snowball will start to happen over a long period of time. Make it sound easy, but this is a long time, yo. I'm talking 20 years. Like, I'm 41. Like, I'm 30. Like, literally, I'm only 21. But seriously, I'm going to look back on this, and it's just going to be so funny. This is why you got to do it as early as possible. It's never too early, and it's never too late either. But the more money you can do, the more money you have at that return. You know, it's crazy. This is absolutely blew my mind. All right, I did too much on that. 7, living below your means. Living below your means. Look at Adam Sandler. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Look at all these wealthy people. You know who they are. They don't need to be flashy. They don't need to show off. They act like normal, regular people. People you know who just, a lot of people are probably millionaires. Your next door neighbor, you know, they're not calm and peaceful and happy for no reason. They got bread in the bank account just chilling. I'm telling you right now. And you're like, they're hiding something. Yeah, they hiding all that money in their account because they living below their means. They got a paid off car. They got everything paid off. Retirement accounts, IRAs, 401ks, all that good stuff. But are they flashing anything? No. Do they got a crazy car? No. Do they got anything insane? No. And it's just like they're hiding something. And of course they are. Because why would they need to show off? They know their worth. They know what they got. Why would they need to impress anyone? You live by yourself or you live with yourself. Your most important relationship is with yourself. So what's the point of trying to get validation? And that's what middle class people get wrong. And that's what they get wrong. And that's why they stay in middle class. They don't ever get to move up. And you keep blaming it on the system. You keep blaming it on inflation. But if you just stop shopping so much, if you just stop consuming so much because you need a short-term dopamine, then you will literally eventually become high class. You know what I mean? You eventually will. Same as lower class people. Like, I don't know. You just gotta have that mindset shift. And it's just, I feel like it's all just dopamine hits. But you only get to this after, I only got to this after I found out, yeah, that car didn't fulfill me. And now I'm like, yeah, I don't want anything. I don't need anything. Not as a punishment, but it's just like, this sucks. So, God has allowed me to see that and change my whole life around. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay. No lifestyle creep. This goes with that. You know, when you're content, you can just be like, man, I got a roof over my head. I got food on the table. I got friends around me. I got, I got all this stuff, you know. There's so much versus just being content, you know what I mean? And you just like, the more you get something, the more you want something, that goalpost will keep moving over. You just got a new car. You want more. What's the next new car? You just got a brand new house. What's the next brand new house? How can I sell this house to make more house? Stop, sit down, think, be calm, and just let it marinate. Sit with the money. Sit with that stress-free life that you have, because you're out of debt, because you're content, because you realize life is nothing more than all this. And you're like, you can't take any of this to the grave. Okay, but at least, you know, hey, it's up to you. No lifestyle creep. You realize you can't get out of that apartment. You can't get your own house. You can't get your own place because that lifestyle creep is creeping up on you. It creeped up on me, but it creeped up on me because I was chasing something I wanted for 2 years. And I gotta write this down too, man. My brain is always working. I just gotta add something. Sorry, but no lifestyle creep. And that can be anything. Technology, phones, TVs, anything consumerism that makes you think, I need that or I want that. No, you don't need that. When you already got something that's working completely fine and you just think you want something better, that's lifestyle creep. I'm not going to cap. Oh, okay. I thought I wouldn't turn on. That's all lifestyle creep. Accumulation over time. All that money, I think what my mindset can be thrown in the market, can be working for me over time. I'm sleeping. All that money can be just thrown in the market. That's how I'm thinking. Long-term period of time, I'm not going to see that money. I'm going to delete the app or whatever. But that's the mindset. Long-term, it's just like, that's what it is. And this all deals with, you have way too much time on your hands just to be buying stuff and consuming. I don't got no time. I talked about in the other video, you'll probably see it. Get a night job. You'll see you're working your entire life away. That night job will literally, with me, this is my understanding. Some people don't care. But with me, I'm just like, man, all these days and nights. But it's also just like, I ain't doing nothing anyway. So it's like, who cares? But you know that feeling when you lose that job or you don't go into work or whatever the case may be. And you're like, dang, this is boring. And it's just a void. So I'm just like, it kind of sucks. Okay. 9, spending money. Rich, the wealthy, they spend money. Whenever they do spend money, they spend money to buy back their time. I'm telling you, the most important currency of all is your time. Shut out the door. The most important thing is your time. How old are you? What's your scale? Not your weight. How old are you? You know what I mean? That is so important than anything, because these days are clapping. And it's just like, how old are you? You know, we all have a time limit. We all got sort of time. It's like, not every day is promised. You might just get hit by a truck tomorrow, but most likely that won't happen, and you probably will have a good, fulfilling life, real or long life. But that's why it's that important, and most people don't come to this realization until they're much older. So they spend money to buy back their time. If it means it saves them 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, they spend that money because they realize they can be doing something so much more. They can be doing all these conference calls. They can be doing so much more with more time because they don't have a lot of time on their hands. They're not able to do that because they got business decisions to make. They got to do all these things. They're so busy. So, of course, they're going to be on the move trying to buy back their time. You know what I mean? That's more important to them than just waiting in line for like an hour or something. They're going to probably bribe someone to get ahead or something because their time is more important. You know what I mean? That's something they understand. That's engraved into their mindset, you know, paying a little bit more to have groceries delivered to your house is better than going and shopping for like an hour and a half, because man, in that hour and a half, you could have been doing much more. You know what I mean? It just depends on what you want to do in your lifestyle and your thing. Some people do need to go in person. Some people don't. And it's just like they have a plan. They're very structured. You know, they have a schedule, jam-packed schedule. You know what I mean? And they like to get things done. You know, they're on a crunch like that because They got other things they need to deal with that are much more important than just them wasting their time. Maybe this ain't on a daily basis, but things you need to get done. Okay, 10, last one. Delayed gratification. All right. They understand this. Somehow I already understood this super low because that's why I got the card. It was delayed gratification, saving up so much money. I was just thinking, hey, if I do this over a year, I might get it this year. But then I waited another year and I was just like, hold up. Okay, cool. And I delayed gratification, got it, realized it wasn't feeling. It was like, oh, damn, that sucks. Let it go. Cool. Now it's just delayed gratification, This goes with long-term dopamine. This goes with long-term thinking. They're thinking, if I can just delay this and see the outcome of this, grow and just let it marinate, they're going to be like, oh, that's going to look. This is why you got to start thinking in that way if you truly want to get rich or wealthy. Some people don't care. I'm like, hey, man, I know no amount of money. I know no amount of materialistic things really matters. And it's just like, this is why the information I want to give you, and that's what they do. And also, I'd probably like to point out, like, social media, I'd say get off of it, but you should use, if you're trying to get rich and wealthy or whatever, and trying to do your business or whatever you're trying to do, your own thing, use social media as your business. Stop using Instagram as validation seeking. Use it as a business. Use it for your content. Use it for something you're trying to really work on. You know what I mean? And so that's what they think. You know what I mean? They're trying to be scalable. They're trying to reach as much people as they can. You know what I mean? So they can sell to people. That's what it is. And over time, they just believe in themselves. It's all in the mindset. It's all in what they do in day-to-day life. And that's really what it is. You know what I mean? And they know a lot too. There's probably some things I missed out, but this is how I think they think. And this is truly what they be thinking too, And that delayed gratification, whenever they get to whatever they want, it took them a really long time, but they seen it through. They had a plan, visualization. That's something I've naturally had too. You got to be able to actually visualize and feel what that moment feel, and try to visualize how you'll feel with that amount of money, how you'll feel with, something that's making you money. You know what I mean? And that's great. That's great, because if you can just truly imagine and put yourself in that situation of just like what you accomplish might come true, then you're already halfway there. Wow, ain't that crazy? But that's my take. You know what I'm saying? Also, we can just add one more little bonus. They get knowledge, wisdom. There's a cap. There's so many amount of hours you can work in a day. There's so much amount of stuff, money you can make in a day. There's a cap. They learn more. This helps them earn more because they invest into themselves. They invest into themselves first. All right. And so they read. They read a lot. They go through school. You know what I mean? They go through all this stuff, and it increases their knowledge, because wisdom is key, because that knowledge will allow them to open their own doors, create more opportunities for themselves, and just allow them to just work smarter, not harder. But the people who work smart and work hard at the same time are the most successful. And that's literally how it is. That's literally what it is, bro. This is the mindset of what they do or how they think to become super rich and really wealthy. You know what I mean? And maybe there's a lot more I'm missing, I think, but this is what I came up on the spot. Didn't really think of anything. And it's just all in the mindset. Hey. So, yeah, that's what it is. You could like, comment, subscribe. I never really say that because people going to do whatever they want to do. Allow people to do whatever they want to do. But if you got some impact, that's what it is. And trying to make that change or whatever. Yep, that's it.